那个有问题，他好像也。
我来看啊，瑞斌也不行是吧？
Yeah.
Oh, let me see. Oh, you just sorry about my Zoom. Somehow my Zoom get a lot of people in trouble. You might have to upgrade. I'm sorry. Somehow this is not what I expected. Have caused so much trouble.
Hey.
Yes, I tried yesterday, so I load the program.
Yeah, I noticed that. See, the ladies are always very, very, more careful because they both Xin-Nian and Weifang
Thank you.
logged in and tried the Zoom. Man, always absent-minded.
Rudy has gone to get his hearing aids.
Oh, okay. We'll wait for Rudy. Anyway, we are waiting for Ruben to come in too.
I had the same problem when I tried to get in the Zoom room. They say not available.
I see. Okay, I think Chen-Wei, maybe you can start because we can wait for they can join in anytime, and then we will see how it's going, especially 那个曹真跟 yeah. Okay, go ahead.
Oh.
Okay, can you see my screen?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, good. Okay, first of all, Rudy, happy birthday. I'm so happy to get a chance to say that. And we did that for your 80th birthday in Seattle. Now we have a chance to say 90th birthday. And also Helen, so good to see you as well. So happy birthday. So Xin-Nian asked us to give a 5 minutes report for the family and for the work. So I'm going to tell you, first of all, the Chen family. The Chen family actually started in June 1986.
Yes. So.
Come here. Yeah. So that was then. Come over here a little bit. This is now. Okay. So so our family started with the witness of Rudy and Helen, and also of course Xin-Nian as the best man on my side, and Ruben was also there. I want to thank all of you for being there for us when we started the Chen family. Then the Chen family started growing, and we have our son Jason and our daughter Vivian. So as you can see, they keep on growing up, and now they start their own family. So my daughter got married in 2017, which is a banner year for us because my son also got married the same year. And of course, as you know, when you grow the family, next thing is the continued growth. This year, we welcomed our first grandbaby, our grandson, Tommy. As you can see, immediately he becomes the center of the family. So we expect further growth, and we expect many, many more grandchildren in the near future.
Oh.
Near future, that's as soon as possible. Okay, then the second other half of my family is my lab. It's my extended family. Yeah, my lab is called Biophotonics and Immunoengineering Laboratory at the University of Oklahoma. Okay, those are kind of strange, perhaps lab pictures for you. Has nothing really to do with physics. That's my current lab. That's because I had quantum leap in my career from particle physics to cancer research. That happened more than 25 years ago. Okay, there are something in common, let me tell you. This is my earlier career work, proton, antiproton work. We study the products of the collision. So multi-particle production, that's my work. And that was my first half of the career life, my academic life, leading to my PhD thesis on the Rudy. And then my leap into cancer research has something similar. So here we have not the proton and the proton beam, I have a laser beam shooting the tumors. Then we can produce, we also have multiple production, except not particles, but proteins, antigens, other things. So that was the second life of my academic life. That led to a new cancer therapy. We call that laser immunotherapy. So I just want to give you a very quick elevator talk what those things are. So laser immunotherapy is for metastatic cancer. So we use local treatment. Can you see my cursor? Okay, so use laser treatment, laser irradiation, and immunostimulation to induce a systemic immune responses. Eventually, the immune system will control the local tumor and the metastasis. So that's very simple. And it has been working really well. We have done clinical trials using this method in the Bahamas, Peru, and now in Switzerland. So hopefully we can bring this to the clinical work shortly. And then recently, we joined the research for vaccines against COVID. So we are not really developing the vaccine itself. We are developing as a so-called adjuvant. So that is a helper for the vaccines to induce immune system. So hopefully that can lead to clinical applications as well. But I'm not going to, I will spare you with all the details, but it's very complex work. So that is my second family and my lab, extended family. And so at the peak time, I had 5 postdocs, 20 some students, and now we are rebuilding the family. And so that's my life and the family. And again, happy birthday, Rudy. And if you have a chance, welcome to the University of Oklahoma.
Oh,
Okay.
thank you.
Wonderful, wonderful.
Okay, I'm done.
Okay.
What I remember that when you came to Eugene, how many years ago, you were saying that you were doing experiment in Peru because you couldn't get FDA approval to do things here in the States, right?
Yeah.
And so now has FDA done anything to allow you to do experiments here?
Not yet. So, but we
Probably
did
not.
start new experiments in Switzerland, in Europe. And
Whoa.
later this year, we'll apply for FDA in the United States later this year, or maybe early next year. So there's hope, but it's a long road.
But what is the stage of your method of treating cancer? Is it yet? It's not yet at the stage of developing any actual material for FDA to approve, right?
Yeah, we
Yes, so-
develop a lot, but we need to provide other information FDA is asking. So they ask a lot of information, so we are preparing for it.
Oh, so yes, not quite yet to be able to help human beings.
Not quite yet, but we perhaps will get it done in Europe first. So we are
Mm.
doing that in Europe. Europe is not as stringent as in the United States.
But I remember you say that the Peruvian woman was very grateful to you for doing
Yes.
what you did.
Yeah, but Peruvian, their clinical trials is not well controlled. So it's hard to do a real clinical trials like in the US. So we moved to Europe. They have much better arrangement for clinical trials. So it's a very long story. So I don't want to take too much time from other people's presentation, but one day I will talk to you more. It's very hard in the US to get anything through the FDA. COVID is a very rare situation. They approve the vaccines so quickly. Anything else?
Not quickly enough, not fast enough.
Oh, but if you know what we have gone through, that's really a miracle to have this approved in such short time.
Yeah.
Good. I hope
Good.
you-
Okay. I think very good. Thank you, Chen Wei. According to my recommendation list, our next speaker is William Fong. Ladies first.
Okay, should I first share screen or first the display?
Whatever you want to do, just you know, it's fine. It looks like you're calling from home or from office.
From home.
No.
Yeah, probably from, looks like from home, not from office.
I don't think she's hearing him.
Could you
Can you
see
share?
me?
We can see you, but do you know how to share?
Oh. Wait a moment. Wait a moment.
I think on the bottom of your screen there is called share screen. You have to click on it, and there are a couple of options. Either you share the PPT or share the whole screen is okay.
就在你的下边有一个箭头往上的，叫做共享屏幕，你点一下，有没有看到？你在最下边有一行，在中间。
看到了。
对，你点一下共享题目，
He's giving
然后
her
然后看你的那个你的
可以
presentation，
看见了吗？
你还要点完之后呢，你还要在上面还有一个地方叫做 share 共享，再点一下才能看到你的屏幕。
Yeah, you have to set share. Yeah, again.
先点共享还是先点那个 display 啊？我这两个好像搞得就不太那个。先 display 吗？
都可以。你 display 之后呢，你那个共享那个呢就跑到上面去了，它就不在下面。
好，我先共享，共享这个
对
下面有个 share， 我就 share 是吧
对，
？share 它有 open system preference， 要 allow to share 有可能 open system preference， 我 open 了，
Nova.
可以了吗？还是不行？那我这个进来了，
Hey, Ruby.
可以吗？还是不行，是不是啊？怎么回事啊？
I don't even recognize it.
诶，要用我的方式吗？是怎么回事？share 了，我 share 了。诶，这才是有点麻烦的。哎，要不我把屏幕给你们，我传给我呀，这也有点麻烦。怎么 share 不了嘞？
The same way to the, no.
那个曹正还说he has trouble to upgrade. 那个 Ruby, and here he said that you are still connecting your audio yet.
Does your what?
Hmm?
Does your
Can you
thing
hear us?
still
The
Can you hear the-
哎，它怎么有一个 desktop one， 还有一个 whiteboard， 还有个
Oh,
icon？
you share desktop one.
哦
Click desktop one, and then there is another that share. Just share again.
Open system preference secret preference current 还是不行啊？
瑞斌可以听到我们说话吗？
可以听见。 刚听
Okay.
见。
Rudy, this is Meng Ruiping.
Hello,
Hi.
Rudy. Happy birthday.
Hi, thank you.
Hi, Helen. Remember
Yeah.
me?
Yes, of course.
Great.
But I would not recognize you. But you have
Thank you, class.
ah,
You've changed.
I have to
Everybody
wear
changed.
glass now.
are you in New York area?
I'm actually in China, Beijing,
In China,
China
he's
right
calling from Beijing.
Oh,
You're in China?
In China.
Oh.
Yeah.
I've been in China since the since the COVID-19, since the
Oh.
beginning,
Oh.
and I've been here for almost 2 years now.
那个吴元芳，你是在办公室还是在家里面？
我在家里面，但是我现在下不了那个，你让下面一个先讲吧，要不？
你可以好，你先找个你的学生问问他们怎么弄，然后下面让朱莉你先讲吧。
好，我先看一
哎，
下。
瑞斌啊，你董静在不在啊
董俊在那个在美国了
董。不在。
？OK，
好可
静
哦，
is
这里
ah,
可以吗？
yeah,
Yeah.
very good. Right.
oh. No, but
What's that?
that's
That's many years
Really?
ago.
Yeah.
is it Lily?
Oh.
Oh,
Okay. I want to thank Xin-Nian for organizing this meaningful change. And first off, I want to say, Rudy, happy birthday to you.
thank you.
And okay, 90 years old in Chinese we call it Taipei. It means
What does that mean?
The bank of mackerel. It is just a kind of marine fish. Yeah.
Oh, on
Yeah,
the back of a fish.
Yes.
That-
So can you remember this picture? You in 2014, you had a wonderful tour to Costa Rica, and you sent me some beautiful pictures to me.
Yeah, that's from Costa.
Give me some idea of what Costa Rica is like, and including some many kinds of birds and many flowers and trees. To you. Okay. I visited Yuji in 2008. Yeah, it was also my first time to the United States. And Helen and Rudy, Helen and Rudy gave me a lot of you're very nice, and you even offered me a Chinese book. Can you remember that? but on the other hand, yes. But on the other hand, Rudy was very strict, and when we discussed the physics every morning, Rudy came to the office, stopped by my office, and locked the door. Asked me what's new. If I had no any knew that, I felt very embarrassed. So I had to work very hard. Okay. So this is your house before you move to the new place. This boy is your grandson. I can't remember, right?
Yeah, that's all.
I think everybody recognizes us.
Okay, and I visited Oregon again during the Chinese New Year of 2011. The first New Year after I graduated from CCNU. And on one weekend, we had work in a park, but I can't remember the name of the park. And Rudy took this picture for Helen and me. Yesterday I checked all on my collection twice, and I was very surprised that I didn't have one picture with Rudy. Rudy, do you have one? I just have a picture with Helen, but I don't have any picture with you.
Oh,
No.
Yeah. And okay, I want to say something. My family. This picture was taken at Xin-Nian Museum, and this national days, they are my parents-in-law, my husband and my son. My son is 9 years old, and he is a 4th grade primary school student. He is very crazy about tennis. Yeah. You can say that he is not at home now because he has a tennis game today. So
he was born. He was born after you Eugene visit, right? No, before. You said 9. I mean 2011.
Yeah. 2012.
Yeah.
After.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay. As for my work, and I have teaching note every semester, and I love teaching, but meanwhile I also do some research. Actually, I often write to Rudy if I have some questions that I can't figure out. Rudy always gives me helpful and valuable suggestions, even though he was retired and don't read fixed papers anymore. So Rudy, I do appreciate your help. Thanks so much. Besides this, I also do some fixed education research on the, for example, for the student performance during learning some fixed, and it is very interesting. Yeah, yes. So finally, I wish after 10 years, when Rudy is 100 years old, and there is no coronavirus, and so we can get together and chant face to face and celebrate Rudy's 100th birthday. Okay, that's all. Thank you.
That's a very nice picture.
Yeah. It is also taken at in 2014. And yes, Rudy said to me, yes. Still in Costa Rica, right? Right.
Yeah.
Yes.
That's
Very beautiful. I love
really
this picture.
nice picture. That's really nice picture.
Right.
If I live to 100, you people will all have to come to me. I will not be able to travel. Even
No
now, I
problem.
cannot.
Yes. OK， 那我就退出了。
Okay, thank you so much. 那个元芳，did you now know how to share your screen? You have to unmute yourself. You unmute. Unmute. 元芳 you have to unmute yourself. Okay.
Yeah, maybe the preference my son said, but I think it still doesn't work.
Oh, why don't you send to me by email right now?
Okay, I send it to you by email. That's a good idea.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then we can go now with 陈斌 first. 陈斌，你要不要说几句话吗？ He's delayed. He's using a web interface. That's why it's always delayed. 陈斌, can you hear me? This is his first time using Zoom, I guess. 陈斌, can you hear us? Apparently not. Okay. He does not hear us. 那个曹振 Rudy.
Yeah.
曹振 has trouble to to get the Zoom right, because somehow his Zoom is too old, and then he had to upgrade it. So
that's what I did.
Yeah, he's
I had
still
to
trying.
just before I got on, I had to upgrade.
Yes,
It
you are much
It took me 30 seconds.
than 曹正。那个元芳，你 Did you send the email to me？
是的，我在那个别着急。
OK， yeah。要不这样吧，那个 Ruben， why don't you go ahead say something? Because each of us have a couple of minutes to talk.
Okay. I didn't prepare anything, so I just speak of mine.
Sure, that's good.
Like many of you had trouble to join the Zoom, but eventually managed to get on. So it's great seeing everybody. And Rudy, congratulations, you're looking great. And where are you now?
What?
Where are both of you? You're in Eugene, or you are in?
No, we are in the suburb of Portland.
Portland.
It's called,
okay.
yeah.
Still Oregon, Oregonian.
Yeah.
It's still Oregon.
Yeah.
It's still Oregon.
Yeah, I see both you and Helen doing very well. So I'm very happy to see both of you guys. And maybe someday we'll come over to see you guys personally. And, and I remember the first Christmas party at your home. I don't know whether you remember. You organized potluck. Me and Chen Wei and some other students come over, remember? And
Roughly.
And that's probably the, I think I went to 3 of your houses. That's the first one I went. It was, I remember it was on the top of a small hill, right?
Yeah.
And you had a window. We are overlooking the, a little valley there. It's very beautiful. I remember it was snowing day and white Christmas.
I can't remember.
Xin-Nian? Remember
Which year was that?
What?
Which year was that?
I believe it's 84.
Yeah,
if I
that's
remember
when we
correctly.
married. Oh, 84. Well, we haven't yet bought our house yet. We were renting.
Yeah.
Oh, so that was a rented house. It was on a little hill. I remember we had to drive up the hill to get to your house, and you had like very tall pine trees surrounding the house. Remember that?
Okay.
Long time, but we had a great time, and all the students brought their own dishes, and you made pies and dishes, and maybe some. I don't remember exactly what you made, but it was great. We had a great time, and we had that was also the first time I remember we had eggnogs in US. Eggnogs with what it was the stuff you put in the rosemary or whatever, the spice. Yeah, it was great. We had a great time. That was a great introduction to American life. So that's what I remember very vividly. So thank you very much. And just very short introduction for my current status. I'm in China. I've been working for China for the last 2 years. And because of COVID-19, it's very difficult to go back and forth. I used to go back and forth before the COVID-19. Now I'm like staying here. I'm trying to figure a way that I can go back and forth. So we hope the COVID-19 will be over soon. So
what are you doing?
Oh, I'm trying to set up a small hedge fund here in China. Hedge fund, especially quantitative trading in China is booming. So we got in here around early 2019 or late 2018. It was a great time, but it takes time to set up everything because the bureaucracy here is very different than in the US. So we had to get used to it. But we're working on it, and it's not easy, but it's moving.
But you have been, before you went back to China, you were working with a hedge fund already in the U.S., right, on the East Coast, wasn't
Yes,
it?
in New York. So I've been
Yeah.
spend most time in Philadelphia and then New York,
Right.
Mm.
Right.
and been doing that for many years. So that's my
Yeah.
life after physics. But I still pay a little bit attention to physics, and I talk to some physics friends as well, like
Yeah.
Xin-Nian, and I don't know whether you probably know Tao Han.
Yeah,
Who?
Han Tao.
Han Tao.
He's from he originally was at University of Wisconsin in Madison, but now moved to Pittsburgh. Yeah.
Yeah, University of Pittsburgh now, right?
Yeah. He's a particle physicist.
Right. So actually, 1 year I also saw David Soper and Fred Onus
Yeah.
in
Yeah.
Pittsburgh.
Yeah.
That's like a couple years ago, actually. Maybe no, probably 5 years ago now. So that's my short speech, I guess.
Great. Okay, thank you. I got the slides from Yuan Fang right now, so let me just share my screen instead.
Thank you.
I have to download it first. Hold on a second. Okay, let me open it up. Okay, that's good. Very good, very good. Okay, let me just share my screen here. Let me make it full screen here. Full screen here. Full screen. Okay. Good. Okay. Go ahead, Wen Fang.
Yes, thank you.
Just tell me when you need the slides.
Yes, why I suggest this prize, because Rudy, maybe you remember the Wolfram Kinto, his wife and his wife Susie, when she was 70 years old birthday, her friend gave her a prize. So I think we should also give a Nobel Prize for those who live to 90 years old. So I would, that's really great. So I think this is a great things who can live to 80 years old, I think. So first I say happy 90th birthday to Rudolph. Congratulations, indeed.
Thank you.
Second, so next, as Xin-Nian suggests, I talk about my current life. My current, this is me, and this is my son. My son is the second year student in the UCLA in the US now. And the right person is my husband, Zhou-Ying. And we both went to the Oregon. And the next one, yeah. Maybe Helen and Rudy still remember him. I remember I first met Rudy at the Shandong workshop. I was a graduate student at that time. So this is the first international conference I joined. I met Rudy, and I remember I gave a talk too at the conference.
That was nice.
So that's the beginning of for Chinese students to join the international conference at that time. So Rudy do a great job to give us the opportunity to have the chance to communicate with a foreigner. So the next one, Xin-Nian. Yeah, that's my visit time at University of Oregon. That's 1998 to 1990. We enjoy a lot in the year of visiting. We are both like my husband liked the sports, so we went to the game of basketball almost every week.
They lived right across from Hayward. See, that's it. That's her husband. That's Hayward Field.
Okay, the next Xin-Nian.
Okay.
This is I want to tell Rudy. That's his current, his previous work still influenced the field. My students who is working for the star data analysis on the analysis for the intermittency. This is his poster for the quark matter, and the work will be collaboration paper soon, and they are going to submit to physical review letter. And they set the previous work of Rudy, you can see here. So the most question for the students faced is the meaning, the theoretical meaning of the exponent of the intermittency. I think Rudy is the first theorist who studied and mentioned this or suggested this exponent. So that's I didn't work in this field at the moment, so I do not go through the whole work on the paper. As Xin-Nian
let me say a few words
about physics.
Can you hear me? Can I interrupt?
Yes.
Can I interrupt?
Yes.
Yes, please.
Actually, I'm very proud of that particular paper. That's number 9. That yours. It is amazing that by analyzing the data, there's a number that comes out. No input, only data, and there is a universal number that came out, and that's the index. And we found it. There are now people in India who's analyzing the low PT data and trying to find this number. It's quite rewarding to realize they're coming close to that number. Anyway, okay, that's it.
Yes, this is for the high energy. That's the energy. This is not no PT number. This is the number from the 7.7 to 200 GeV golden collisions at the rig. So this is also the data, pure data. And they also get the index. Index is not 0.
Yeah.
That's really something interesting. So let's come to the last slide. Xin-Nian.
Okay.
So I would say Rudy doing excellent physics and enjoy the wonderful life too. So I think you are the role model of us. Thanks.
Thank you. Thank you.
Okay. Let me unshare this. Stop sharing here. Well, thank you very much. Chunmi, now you can do it, right?
Okay. I didn't prepare any presentation.
No, just go ahead. Talk. Like I will talk too. Yeah. Yeah.
Okay. I can start from the first time I knew Rudy. That's in 1999. At that time, I was just a freshman in the Institute of Particle Physics. And then in Wuhan, we had the Symposium of Multiparticle Dynamics. Rudy went to Wuhan, and then that's my first time to know Rudy. And 7 years later, in 1998, I was in Hungary. At that time, I sent Rudy a few emails and asked him some questions about the fluctuations in phase transitions. And then Rudy sent me a lot of advices, and then I finished a few papers. And then that year, Rudy came to Hungary, and we have a talk, person to person, face to face, a talk. And then we spent a few days in the conference there. And the next year, I went to Munich. And at that time, I'll try to learn how to learn some experimental technique. But I stayed in Munich for 1 year, and in the early of 2001, Rudy came to Munich and suggested me to go to United States, to Eugene. And so from 2001 and the next 10 years, I visited Eugene many times. So the total time I spent in Eugene about more than 60 months, so about 3 years. And I had a great collaboration with Rudy. We collaborated many papers, and that's my best time in my life. So thank you, Rudy. Now,
Thank you.
because of my personal problem, I didn't want to continue to spend time to do some research. I just wanted to relax myself. So I turned to physical education. So for the last about 10 years, I just try to enjoy my life. Yeah. But anyway, I always think about the days in Eugene. So about my family, my wife has retired for about 10 years. And my daughter is now in Germany. But the problem we're facing is she doesn't want to get married. That's what we're worried about. So, I did other things that seems great. So, this time I would say happy birthday to Rudy and Helen. So I hope you have a wonderful time there. Thank you. That's my talk. Okay.
Thank you.
Okay. So, Cao Zhen finally cannot really cannot. Let me. Oh, I have to get rid of these slides here. So Chosen cannot really join because the problem with how I have to get rid of and show me. So he just sent me slides. So I will email you maybe after this, or either tomorrow. You can take a look. Rudy, you still remember Chosen, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. He tried to join today, but for some reason his program does not work. He tried to download and it still does not work. He tried many times. So finally he has to
I
give
tried
up.
again. Finally, I got to the Zoom by the Zoom, but the software I use the Zoom now. But the first time I tried several times, that didn't work. But now it works.
Yeah. Good. Okay. Let me say a few a few words before we hand it to Rudy. It's really we celebrate Rudy's 80th birthday, almost 10 years ago in Seattle, and that's when I actually get to know Rudy really well. Since I was preparing, let me change this slide here. So, this couple of days, unfortunately, we cannot really, come in person to celebrate your 90th birthday. And I thought this kind of Zoom meeting will be the best substitute. And then as we all also grew older, I wish I can live, 80 is not for me. I will be happy if I live up to 80-year-old.
No Nobel Prize, 90 Nobel Prize.
Yeah, but anyway, as we grew older, we all at least for me, we all look back and then reflect and then on our own life. And what I realized, our life essentially really be what we are today. The most important part is what we have met and through our lives, and that is essentially a collection of memories, and that is will live with us until we fade away. And this opportunity today gives me an opportunity to reflect my life, and in particular my life that come across with Rudy and Helen. And so I think that the reason I come to know Rudy essentially has to attribute to my former advisor for my master program, Huang Tao. And we all I grew up from a countryside, and so my horizon has always been changing, depends on where I was at the moment. So when I went to Beijing and studied, doing graduate study on physics, I have no idea what I was doing and what was my future was. But at that moment, everybody seems to be eager to come to US to study. So that's what I actually also wanted to do. And then Huang Tao recommended me to Rudy. So I think I wrote Rudy, and that's the only application I sent out for to come to the US. And Rudy, accepted my application even without a TOEFL exam. And so I was really excited, and I only came to I think the university allowed me to postpone my TOEFL exam until I got here. So and that's here I am. So I arrived in Eugene, Oregon in 1985. That's in the spring of 1985. This is in front of the old physics building. If Rudy, Rudy, you must remember this, right? And unfortunately, I, like everybody else at that time, there is no smartphone, I think. So it's not that easy to take a photograph. I don't have many photos with Rudy. So this the next one. This is the only one the earliest one I have. It was at so this is 1986. I was the best man for Chen Wei's rating, and so I believe Rudy and Helen married in 1985, right? In that year.
Before.
Before?
84.
84. Okay. Yeah. Oh, you moved into your house in 1985.
That's right.
Yeah. So that's why I thought I remember you got married in 1985, but because I remember you moved into the house that we all know well in 1985. Yeah. But this is the only picture, the earliest picture I can get. The only picture that you can find me and Rudy and Helen. And Helen, if you see, you are in the background.
Where are you?
Right beside him.
I'm beside Rudy, wearing a tuxedo.
Doesn't look on me.
Where are we?
That's in Eugene Skinner View Park.
Street.
Where
in the park in Chen Wei's wedding here. So and Ruben mentioned this padlock, and I think I remember my first I arrived actually in the spring of 1985. So that Thanksgiving was my first holiday. I think, or maybe it's either Thanksgiving or I think it's Thanksgiving. It was Thanksgiving, my first American holiday in the US. And Rudy invited me over, and I really love the thing I love most is the lemon pie that that Helen made. So
you made lemon pie.
Lemon pie. There's two kind of pie: the lemon pie and pumpkin pie. But I think I loved that lemon pie. So every time I went to your house, I always mention, "Where's the lemon pie?" And so I think this is the second year, and I was still wandering around, and I started doing research with Rudy, and what I'm grateful to Rudy is that he gave me a freedom, to do whatever I'm interested in at the time, and in particular in the summer, and even if I was in China for like 2 or 3 months, he still let me do that. And I think for many things, not only what Rudy you have taught me is much more, and then beyond physics, your love for music, your love for life, and also your humility that I can feel, and in particular in I experienced this in 1989. You were in Beijing at the time. So, and Helen, we were all worried about you. So I have to make a call, to your hotel in the Sleeping Buddha, I think, the hotel over there. So finally we got hold of you. And I remember very clearly that you come back, feel really upset, and for a really long period of time. And to me, you're much more than a PhD advisor. I feel more like during that time you were a father figure to most of us, because we live in the US, and every holiday, and you have, I think I remember a quite number of potluck that we have in your house. So, and so here, this is another picture that I can only find with you and me, Rudy. So eventually, throughout the turmoil in 1989, I think that year I really, especially during the summer, since since the July 4th, I really didn't focus on my research. My mind was somewhere else. But my graduation was coming, so so I have to put up using the thesis, the paper that we published together, and finally made a thesis and finished the defense. And here I was with Rudy at the graduation ceremony. And then soon afterwards, I think Jen, I left Eugene, and we come to Berkeley, and that's how my family grew. And fast forward, this is another picture that I can find with you and Helen together, and then at least part of my family. So this is almost like 5 years ago, when my son Dennis finished high school before he started college. I offered him to a road trip across the states, and then I asked him, give him two choices. One is to go to Grand Canyon, Arizona, New Mexico, that's sort of like south, or one is north to Oregon, and he decided to go to Oregon. I think maybe it's because he knows that I spent important part of my life in Oregon, and that trip actually was really, really good, and then he really enjoyed a lot. And then that's the first time my son met Helen and Rudy, and he really liked you, and we talked about you a lot since then. And so again, this is my current life. I think that another very important event was just earlier this year. My daughter, Cynthia, who was not in the picture for the last slides, is just got married. So this is another picture of my family and my extended family. So that's actually where I'm calling from with Cynthia right now. So again, Rudy, I want to let you know that that you really had a very profound impact, at least on many of our lives, at least for me. And we will always consider you also part of our family. And on this special occasion, I really want to say again, happy birthday, 90th birthday, and wish you and Helen live a very happy life. And we hope next time we'll see you, it will be in person.
Thank you. Thank you.
Okay, that's what I have to say. And so Rudy, maybe you want to say something. We can finish this Zoom meeting.
Actually, I didn't know that you people were going to present something so formal with slides, and I didn't even organize my thought. I thought I would just chat, and so I certainly don't have anything to present as a PowerPoint. In fact, I don't even know how to work with PowerPoints anymore, or working with slides. Actually, I have my cell phone here, and it has so many apps. I don't know what to do with them. So I'm really on the other side of the hill.
Well, at least you still remember use Uber, right? Last time we met at Berkeley, I showed you how to use Uber.
Well, of course, I can try to say something about my own evolution after you people left, and especially, well, after you people, okay, before I say that, and let me just say that you have played a very important role, all of you, in my life, in my work. Without you people, I couldn't do any calculation. I couldn't do any physics without your help. And so, if you subtract all the papers that you people have been involved in, I don't think I have very much to anything left in my bibliography. Anyway, life moves on, and it is not the age that determines what you do at what time in your life. Before, okay, in 1996, I officially retired from teaching, but I went on, stayed in Eugene for another 20 years. And then I was, well, so long as I'm in Eugene, I can have an office, and I would go to the office, and I would get involved with working and thinking. But it was after we had to make a decision on whether to move on to a different stage of life or not 4 years ago, because I don't know how it is where you are. If we ever need assistance in our life, when we get to a point where we need help, you have to go to a place that can provide help. Most places, retirement homes will not take you if you are already in need of help. You have to be a resident of that retirement place first before you can make use of their assistance. Do you understand?
Yeah, yeah.
So even before we are disabled, we had to start looking for a place. So we looked around and we found this place. And so we came here in April 2019. And once we left Eugene, life changed totally. Not only in the fact that we had to throw away many things, to downsize, to come here, but also in our mode of, you look around here, well, if you were here, you look around, everybody has white hair, and maybe half of them have difficulty walking, and some of them need a wheelchair. And in the beginning, I said, wow, is this how we got ourselves into? It's a shock. But then I said, well, at some point you'll be like them. You better get used to it. So it's a change in thinking, that you can look beyond people's movement and realize that they have qualities inside. And we did find many people here that we can share deeper aspects of life. So walking with a cane is irrelevant. And I can tell you what has been going on in my thinking area, but I sent you already something, but that's only part of the way. In fact, I recently wrote another paper that is going to be published in a journal that you may never heard of, but the theme is on wonder. That particular the theme changes from issue to issue. The issue that I have written to is the theme is a wonder. Now, we all have some things. We look at the night sky, and you may think about the cosmic cosmology or just galaxies, and you may have wonder. But the issue of what is the wonder that is worth talking about? And I realized that there's a lack of input from people, from physicists in that subject. And so I thought it's worth integrating physics on the one hand and spiritual awareness on the other hand, and there's something all the way in between. So actually, I'm quite pleased with that that paper I just wrote, but I don't send it around because most people are not particularly interested in the spiritual direction. So I send to people only things that stop right there. But this particular paper, I integrated cosmology. Actually, the title of the paper that I wrote was Cosmic, Quantum, Noumenal, and Transcendent. That's the 4 words. Noumenal is an aspect of reality that you cannot describe by words or concepts, or I don't know how much you know about the philosophy of awareness. What is reality? We have a view of what we think is reality, but that's very dependent on the self. That's just like theory of relativity, where what you observe is frame dependent. And so what I see reality is frame dependent upon me. What you see in reality is what your conception of reality. And the sum total of all people's conception of reality does not add up to the whole reality. The reality is more than the sum of all the perceptions that people have. Do you understand what I'm saying? It's kind of like a pilot flying an airplane. And the reality is what you see outside. But you can also just look at the meters on your panel. The panel will tell you the temperature outside, the altitude outside, the wind speed outside, and everything. Each one of that is like one person's visualization of the reality. And then a pilot can actually land the airplane on the airfield just by looking at the meters, without looking outside the real thing that you see. What I'm trying to say, therefore, is that our conception is sum total of our conception does not make up the real reality. And so there's something we don't know. That's called unknowing. What we all do is try to know as much as we can. But then the unknowing is a very important part. In fact, there are mystics whose whole point is to try to not know, not to think, but allow the unknowing to come to you. And that's what they do when they do meditation. So there's the outer awareness and the inner awareness. And sum total is what is worth integrating. And the outside and the inside are dual. Just like, oh, I'm talking too long.
Mhm.
Yeah, okay. I think I better cut it short.
Sum it up.
Well, I am very grateful for you to give me this hour of togetherness. And it actually reminds me of so much of the fruitful years that we had when you were around. So thank you very much for giving me this opportunity to recollect the wonderful past with all of you being part of it. Thank you.
Rudy,
That's
we
okay.
all thank you because
Thank
you
you.
influenced our life, and we literally started our life under your watch. You were there when we get married, and you were there when we have our first son, and we forever in your debt. So you and Helen even took Chin, my wife, into your home, and when I was stuck in China. So we'll never forget your kindness and your guidance, and we owe you everything, our life, our career. So we'll forever, that. Thank you so much. Happy birthday, and we'll hope to see anytime soon to see you. And more importantly, we'd like to celebrate your 100th birthday together.
Thank you.
Wonderful to see you people.
Yeah,
Wonderful.
it's really good to see you, Helen. And I wish once the pandemic is settled a little bit, and I was thinking about come to see you, but I don't want to bring you guys the extra risk because we have to fly, and then we don't know what happened on the flight. So even though I'm willing to risk my health, but I don't want to risk your health. So hopefully we will see each other again.
Hope so.
Oh,
I
Yeah.
hope so.
yeah.
Mhm.
Okay. So
Hey.
anyway, I will. Cao Zhen again said apologize that he couldn't join, and I will send his slides to you so you can take a look. And then he talked about his wife, his son. His son was I think he's now in Canada, and he split his time between Beijing and Chengdu, half and half. And then in the meantime, running to manage these big experiments in Tibet. So
Okay.
okay.
All
So I
Thank
think
you very much for organizing this.
it's a pleasure to see not only you and Helen, but everybody else here. I also
Yeah.
get to see.
Wonderful to see people.
Yeah.
Thank
Okay.
you. Okay, bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
Thank you, Xin-Nian, again.
No,
for
bye-bye.
organizing. Bye.
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 Mm.